Howdy, everybody. It's Bill Dallas Lewis, or Bill the Geek, and we're live from Chapala, Mexico. We're live right now. It's 10 a.m. We're live, broadcasting live, and this is answers and questions, or questions and answers. And just want to see who's out there. Drop me a line in the chat box. My camera's straight ahead, but my computer's right over here, and that's how I see who's asking questions and who's saying anything. So we have a big crowd here today with about, now we have 3 people. But what would you like to know? Who's out there? Who's watching? Drop me a line and let me know. Tomorrow in Mexico is election day. And that's kind of funny because here they have election days on Sundays. Can you imagine that? Having election day on Sundays when most people aren't working and they can leisurely go to vote. Why don't they do that in the United States? Why is election day on Tuesday? People can't vote, right? So they have election days on Tuesdays. Sundays make so much sense. Also, another weird thing about elections in Mexico is they stop all alcohol sales one day before election and the day of election. So you can't buy any alcohol today or tomorrow. I found out the hard way about 8 years ago, because if you don't live here, you don't know it's election days coming up. You don't know the rules. So you go to buy some beer or something, get a bottle of wine at 7-Eleven, and they have it all blocked off. And you don't, and it's like, what's up? But anyway, okay, Joe Griff, good morning from New Jersey. Next best thing to being in Chapala is joining your live show. Thank you very much, Joe Griff from New Jersey. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if I can pronounce your name. I'll try. Ahua M. Hola from New Mexico. Thank you very much for dropping me a line, and thank you for being here. It's a great day. Yesterday it was cloudy and breezy. It was kind of cold. We go out and walk like 4 or 5 miles every morning, and yesterday was kind of treacherous. It was about 63 degrees, windy, cloudy, looked like it was going to rain. I thought I was going to get all wet, but we didn't. And today is a fabulous day. Not a cloud in the sky. Right now it's about 72 degrees, no wind. Another great day to be in Mexico, specifically Chapala, Mexico. Okay. Ajuwa. That's how I pronounce your name. Thank you so much for letting me know. Harry L., good morning, Bill. Temporarily at home in Cleveland. Cleveland, que bueno. You know what they call Cleveland, right? Maybe they changed the name, but they used to call Cleveland the mistake by the lake. But I love Cleveland. Cleveland is probably probably my favorite place in Ohio, because Cleveland is so alive. They got the rock and roll. No, they don't. Cleveland is great, and one day the Cleveland Browns are going to win the Super Bowl. I know it's coming. Okay, Teresa de Anda, my wife, is online. She is signed in to say hello. And Teresa, you have to visit her website. And if you can see chat, her website is her name. You just type in Teresa de Anda and then .com. She's a chef. She has 200 recipes on her website that are actually on YouTube, and she makes all kinds of fabulous stuff. Half of the recipes are in English, the other half are in Spanish, and she's making a bunch of new ones. Almost all of those are going to be in Spanish. Okay. J&L Moreno, Bill, Linda, and Jose here from Morelia. Where is Morelia? JNL, tell me, where is Morelia? Joe Griff is asking, when I lived in Guadalajara from 80 to 83, the PRI was the only party in power and had not lost an election in the last 50 years. The Mexican people regarded it as a bad joke. Yeah, Joe Griff, politics are very strange down here. Politics and the law and the way things get done, that's a real downside for Mexico. I know a guy that lives here in this community where I live. He's a Canadian, and he used to own 2 houses. And then one day somebody came up to him and he said, now this house is mine, get out. And that happens here. I mean, this guy paid cash for this house, and one day just somebody came up and said, okay, you got to go. When I lived in Guadalajara with Teresa, there was a public park. There was a public park, and these people that had money, they said, okay, half of this park is now ours. And they just took half of the public park. They didn't pay any, it was government community property. They didn't pay anybody any money. They built 2 towers. These towers were like 40 stories with condos, and then they put a bunch of like shops in front of the condos, an underground garage, and nobody could do anything about it. Stuff like that happens here. It happens all the time. People just take property, and people have no recourse. So anyway, politics, property, that's sometimes police departments can be a very scary thing. Oh, JNL saying in, I can't pronounce that, Michoacan. I know where that is. That's a state. I know that I can drive there, and it's not hard to get there. But thank you for signing in. Bill, I'm looking for a place in Mexico that has a moderate temperature. Bill, I'm looking for, this is from Jua. Bill, I'm looking for a place in Mexico that has a moderate temperature. Moderate temperature in Mexico, a good place is here, Chapala or Ajijic. An hour away is Guadalajara. The temperature is, it's only an hour away, so the temperature is about the same as here in Chapala or Ajijic. The bad thing is the air quality. They don't have a lot of mass transportation. You have a lot of cars on the street. You have a lot of trucks on the street. Your eyes burn. If you live in Chapala and you go to Guadalajara for the weekend, your eyes are going to burn. That's the only downside to Guadalajara. But other than that, Guadalajara is a great place for moderate temperature. Tanya, I got your message this morning. Good morning from Indianapolis, Indiana. Looking forward to visiting next year. Oh my God, Indianapolis, Indiana. Wow. Of course, I'm from Columbus, Ohio, so that's just, 100 miles away. Indianapolis, a great place, but it snows there. So, drop the snow and come on down here where there's no snow. You can walk around in a t-shirt and some shorts every day, even on Christmas Day. Thank you, Tanya. Rebecca Thompson Hill. Oh, no, Rebecca Thompson. Oh, Rebecca Thompson. What up, girlfriend? This is Rebecca Thompson. You got to look her up on Facebook and help me out, Rebecca, because I think it's Rebecca Thompson Williams, or is it Rebecca Williams Thompson? But anyway, you got to look her up on Facebook. She does animal rescue. I mean, she's huge at animal rescue. I did a video on her. It was 2 videos ago. It was just like 10 days ago, and I think I forget what is in the title, but she does animal rescue, and people come to her fabulous house. You got to see this video. People go to her fabulous house, which is in Ajijic. From the outside, you think it might be a shack. Not really, because she has this big mural on the outside. But you go inside, and she's got like 85 bedrooms and 5 swimming pools and all this kind of stuff. But she helps people rescue all of these dogs in the Chapala Ajijic area, and they send them to people in the United States that want to adopt these dogs. It's a fabulous thing that she's doing, and if you decide to come to Ajijic and adopt a dog and to get on an airplane and fly back to the United States, or I guess you could fly somewhere in Mexico, you can fly to Europe if you want to, but while you're adopting the dog, you can stay at her place, and it's a fabulous place. But thank you, Rebecca, for joining us. Mr. Al Real. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Mr. Al Real. How you doing? I hope all is well. Okay. Can you put me in touch with your real estate person? I'm looking for a rental. Okay. If you're looking for a real estate person, if you're looking for a rental, email me. Email me at bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. The real estate person that I'm referring people right now, her mother lives like next door. Her mother's 85. She plays tennis like 3 times a week. But her daughter's name is Anna, and I can give you Anna's phone number and her email. And she has helped many of my subscribers rent places and buy houses. This Tuesday, I have an appointment with a new real estate person that I met. She's from Texas, and I think she's lived in Ajijic. No, she's lived in Chapala for 10 years. 10 years, but we're going to start doing videos on purchasing homes in the Ajijic, Chapala, and Jocotepec area. So drop me a line, email. I believe the email is down in the description. Also, it's bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. Let's see. Mitchell Mocan. J&L Moreno. Hey, que bueno. 3 hours from Guadalajara. I got to go there. I've heard great things about it. Okay, Miguel Salas. Hi. Cost of taxis for local Chapala fares. Miguel wants to know what is the cost of taxis for local Chapala fares. Okay. We can walk to downtown, we can walk to the center of town where everything is, and while you're walking there, you're going to see everything the town has to offer, because once you get to the center of town where the cathedral is, where the big market is, where there are a lot of restaurants, where the Malecon is, we can walk there. We walked there this morning in 20 minutes. Okay, so if we go down there and buy a bunch of stuff, or we get lazy and we don't want to walk home, we can get a taxi right on the lake, which is right on the Malecon, and the taxi is going to bring us right to the house, and that's going to cost us 50 pesos. So 50 pesos is the equivalent of $2.50. Now, if we're too lazy to walk to downtown and we don't want to drive the car downtown, Sundays, we never go downtown on Sundays. We never go to the Malecon on Sundays. And the Malecon is right on the lake. The park is right on the lake. It's beautiful, but it's packed with people. I don't do anything on in Mexico on Sundays because that's when nobody works. The only people working are the people at 7-Eleven or OXXO. That's like 7-Eleven. There are 12,000 OXXOs in Mexico. So the people at 7-Eleven are working, the people at OXXO are working, the people at Walmart are working, the people at Soriana, the grocery store, are working, but everybody else, attorneys, car salespeople, everybody else is not working. Okay, now, another thing about taxis. In Chapala, okay, if we didn't have a car, we're going to go to Ajijic this morning, and we're going to go get some money out of the bank. Don't tell the robbers. That's what I'm doing. We're going to go get some money out of the bank, and then we're going to go to Telmex machine and pay our internet bill. Then we're going to go to Telcel and pay our telephone internet bill because it's the 5th of the month, and that's what we do on the 5th of the month. But if we were to take a taxi from Chapala to Ajijic, like to Walmart, that would cost us 100 pesos, and it's about 8 to 10 minute drive. So 100 pesos is like $5. So if you live in Chapala, you want to go to Walmart, buy a bunch of stuff. So you're going to pay $5 to go to Walmart, $5 to get back. So that's $10, which is a pretty good bargain. Okay, here we go. J&L, no, wrong person. Oh, that's Annette. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that name Williams. Rebecca Thompson, I'm so sorry. I pegged you wrong. Annette Williams. But Annette, if you want to adopt a dog, she's a person to contact. Annette, I believe is Annette Williams Thompson. You can look her up on Facebook. I'm sorry about that. And thank you very much, J&L, for your correction. Okay, Bat Comano. Hi, Bill. I'm going to Ajijic, Lake Chapala, on June 18th for a week. If I like it, I may move there. Any suggestion how to explore the area? How to see the most? Any suggestions where to go? Ooh, just watch my view. Watch my videos. Watch my videos. I have like 2 Ajijic videos. I have 2 or 3 Chapala videos. And email me at bill.dallas.lewis10@gmail.com. The people down the street, they have a driver, and he's bilingual. And this is what he does for a living. I mean, he takes people around. He also rents out an Airbnb. It's supposed to be a fabulous Airbnb. But if you email me, I'll give you his phone number. I believe his name is Fernando. He's a great guy. And you can call him and say, wow, I'm going to be here on the 18th. Can you show me around? And he'll show you everything. I don't know what he's going to charge you for that. But it won't be a lot, but I think it would be probably like 300, 400 pesos. It's like $15, $20 for maybe 4 or 5 hours. But email me and I will send you the email for Fernando. He's a great guy. He's got a brand new car all of the time. Okay, REO Speed Dragon. Morning, Bill. Thanks for the link to Teresa's page. Tons of great recipes. Thank you very much. When I met Teresa, she's not only a great chef, she's an artist. So whenever she would make food, it would always be so beautiful. I mean, like, if we had avocados or eggs or whatever it is, the presentation was fabulous. And she would make food. I can cook stuff, but not like her. I mean, I can make bacon and eggs. I can make lasagna. I haven't done that in about 10 years. I can make pizza, and that's about all I can do. She can make everything. But anyway, she would make a dish, and it would be so beautiful. I would take pictures of it. I would just have to. It was like, wow, we can't eat this. Look at how beautiful this food is. And then I told her, you should make videos on how to make food. And that was about 3 years ago. So she started cranking out the videos. And now she has about almost 300 subscribers on YouTube. She just started YouTube about 2 months ago. And we had all of this stuff on Vimeo. Most of my stuff was on Vimeo. Her stuff was on Vimeo. But anyway, okay. Yeah, but check out Teresa's videos and do her a favor. If you go to the website, click on the links, that'll get you to her YouTube pages. So subscribe to her on YouTube so she can make some money. To make money on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 watch hours. So she just started, she started 2 months ago. She's got almost 300 subscribers, so she needs another 700 subscribers. And she has about 400 watch hours right now. So watch her videos again and again and again so the girl can make some money, okay? And that way we have more money in the house. Right on REO Speed Dragon. Okay, are there any houses available? Are there, another question is, are there any house sits? Oh, house sits. That's a good one. House sits. That's a very good question. There must be. Tell you what, go to Facebook. If you're looking to house sit, I know people must do it. I just haven't thought about it. I did think about somebody sitting for our house, and we wanted to switch and like go to Italy. But go to Facebook, go to groups, and type in, do a search. Do a search for home sales personal, something like that, in groups for Chapala, and do the same thing for Ajijic. And I know that there are two groups of people out there, and they sell houses, they rent houses. You can find rentals there. You can ask people questions about Chapala or Ajijic, and ask those groups. I'll be prepared next week with information in the description about these groups. But I know somebody wants a house sitter because so many people leave the area here. When did they leave? They leave in April. They leave in April. They come back in October. So I know that there are a ton of people that are looking for someone to sit in their home for 6 months, or maybe other times. Now, you were asking for a good climate place. I know places where you can house sit in Puerto Vallarta in the summertime, but the temperature in the daytime is extreme, hot, humid. If you don't have air conditioning, you might melt. Okay. Bat Comano. Sorry, my name is Sheila. Okay, thank you, Sheila. Okay, Christine C. Good morning, Christine. Good to hear from you. And I'm happy to correspond with you. And you have such great comments and such great messages. And thanks for being here. Ask me anything that you want to know. Okay. J&L. Happy 65th birthday. Yep, I'm 65. I turned 65 last Tuesday. I still feel like I'm 18, and Teresa and I still walk 4 or 5 miles 5 days a week. On Saturdays, we're always happy because it's the last walking day. And Sunday, that means because we leave here at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm up at 5:30 doing my little regiment in the morning. So on Sundays, we don't have to get up early, though it's a habit, so we will always do. And on Mondays, I don't do anything because I teach classes on Saturday and Sunday. And for the last 15 years, I've taken Mondays off. And I don't know if you guys know this, but for 15 years, I've been teaching web design. And I've been doing web design. Oh God, I had one of the first web designs on the internet, sillybilly.com. But to this day, I have students learning web design, some HTML, some CSS, mostly WordPress. You can do a fabulous web page in WordPress not knowing anything and not knowing any code. It helps to know some HTML, some CSS. I also teach people how to get on page one of Google. If you're a consultant, if you have a product for sale, if you want to sell anything, or you want to let people know about your group, you want to get on page one of Google, I teach people how to do that. I also teach people how to get monetized on YouTube to make money. But anyway, I don't do any of that on Mondays. It's my day off. Okay. Thank you very much. Good vibes. Hey, good vibes. Howdy. Hey, good vibes. Hi, Bill. This is Lisa. We are looking to visit in Hiwaxas State this fall. Have you been there? We are looking at places we may relocate to. I'm going to have to ask Teresa about this because I don't know anything about it. I've heard her talk about it, but let me talk to her and let me write that down real quick. And let me see how far that is away from here, and if it's possible for us to take a trip up there, spend a couple of days, and then I can let you know if we're going to go up there, check it out, take some videos, and talk to some people. Thank you for the message, Lisa. Juana, hola, Juana, hola, gracias. Joseph, good morning, Bill. Is July a bad month to come to Merida, Lake Chapala? If you are over 70, can you get insured? Now, Joseph, that is an excellent question. And we were talking about that with Annette on the video. It came out about 10 days ago. And Annette was saying, and my insurance person was saying, once you get 70, you can't get insured. Now, in my case, I've been insured for the last 6 years by the same company. I pay about $1,000 a year. I have a very high deductible, which is about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So if I have a heart attack, I'm good. I go to the best hospitals in Mexico. But I have to renew that every year. Once I get to 70, I can still renew it because I've been a customer. Teresa's mother is 80 years old. She can't get insurance. They're really funny in Mexico about age. Teresa's mother can't get a loan like a second mortgage on her house. She owns a bunch of houses. She can't get a second mortgage or a loan on her house because she's so old. And it's just like, well, you're so old, you might die and you're not going to pay us back. Or if you want insurance, well, you're 80 years old, you're going to die maybe next week. And if that happens, then we're going to have to pay for all your medical coverage. It's really... the age thing is really messed up. So, also with healthcare, let's say you have a heart attack and you're not insured, and you go to the hospital and like they got you in the room and you're dying, and you're saying, "Can you help me?" Well, they're going to say, "Yeah, we can help you, but that's going to cost you about $60,000, okay? And you have to give them the money up front before they do anything." That's the reason I got insured. I had a friend down in Puerto Vallarta. He was a young kid. He was a helper for my landlord. He was an American from Kentucky, and he was a good guy. I don't know what he was doing, but I guess he was out partying one night, and he went to somebody's house and jumped out of a two-story window, and he messed his body all up. He had no insurance. So the hospital took him in, but he was in a cot in the hallway, all messed up, and the neighbors had to raise money to get him fixed up enough to go back to the United States, and that's when I bought health insurance. But I didn't answer your question. A bad month. Is July a bad month to Merida? Merida or Chapala. July, any time of year to come to Chapala or Ajijic or even Guadalajara is a good time to come. Puerto Vallarta, you can go there in July, but it's going to be really hot. But the good thing is there's no people there. Just Mexicans are there, but not big crowds. But it's nice like that. Robert Cunningham. Good morning, Bill, from Las Vegas, Nevada. We're wanting to buy a house in, I guess that's Puerto Vallarta, but I just heard you say today some is allowed to throw you out of your own home, and we're very well off in money. Well, I know hundreds, if not thousands, of homeowners in Mexico, and I've only heard that one time from the guy that lives like 2 blocks away. They took his house. Somebody took his house. Teresa's son lives in Malacca, and he had a contract for an apartment, and the owner just came one day and says, "You got to get out." And Teresa's son's name is Danielle, and he knew enough just to walk away. But I know many, many people with homes, expensive homes, that have never had any problems. I guess it's like anywhere. People have problems, and it's like so. Yeah, I think you can buy a house in Puerto Vallarta. I think you'll be fine. I lived in a beautiful house. It was like a Marriott in Puerto Vallarta, and it was in this part of Puerto Vallarta called Cinco de Diciembre, and it's a probably a lower middle class Mexican community, and the people, my landlords, Mike and Charlie, a gay married couple, they took a dilapidated home. I don't know what they paid for it, probably $60,000-$70,000, and they redid this thing like a Marriott. They had an indoor swimming pool, all new appliances, all the floors were marble. I lived upstairs. It was like living in a Marriott. And they just sold that home about a year or 2 years ago for $500,000. And they had no problems. But that's a whole different story. Okay. Oh, how bad? Oh, my. Lisa wants to know. I think I missed somebody. Let me scroll up here. Okay, yeah. Just left PV, way too hot. Okay. Joseph, medical insurance bill. Medical insurance. Put Teresa's link in the chat. That's a good idea. Let's try that. I'm going to put Teresa's chat. That's good. Okay, back Teresa de anda.com. And let's just make that an http:// there you go. HTTPS. Here you go. Okay, there is Teresa's website. Okay, now. Okay, now. Okay, da da da. Okay. Wow, Mondays have been my personal holidays forever. Thank you very much. Okay. Sleep and meditation station. Bill, is it possible to find a one-bedroom apartment in Chapala within walking distance to shops for $450 to $500? I would say sleep and meditation. I would guarantee that is a definite yes. Can you find a place for $450 to $500 in Chapala within walking distance to all the stuff? I'm going to say yes. That's like 9,000 pesos or 10,000 pesos. One bedroom in Chapala. For next week, I will have links to the Facebook rental groups in Chapala, Ajijic, but I know that's a very reasonable number. Good vibes. That would be great if you could take an overview of. Thank you. Oh, okay. Let me work on that. Joan Richards, my friend. What up, Joan? Joan Richard. Hi, Bill. Good morning, folks. Hope your day is going well. Thank you, Joan. Thank you for spreading the good cheer. Okay, Joseph. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate your information. Uh, Oh, Joseph, no problem. No problem. D. Vargas. Hi, Bill. Is it true that summer brings out lots of mosquitoes? Ha 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 ha. Oh, D, you don't know. Oh, look at this. See these long sleeves? Okay. See these little black, see these things right here? Okay. See this? See this right here? Uh-huh. See these? Long sleeves? I've been in Mexico 16 years, and mosquitoes love me. Okay, and even when I lived in Puerto Vallarta, and it would be 94 degrees and humid, this is how I always dressed until I got my last apartment in Vallarta that had screens and air conditioning. When you rent down here, you want to make sure that they have screens anywhere in Mexico because the mosquitoes are horrendous. I sit out on our back porch. I'm waiting on Teresa to come out every morning because I'm reading and at 6:45 I'm out there in the dark. Well, I'm reading through my phone, and there are thousands of mosquitoes flying around. They go away around 8 o'clock in the morning, but at that time they're mosquitoes are everywhere in Mexico, even in Guadalajara. But here in this house, we have screens. My first apartments for 8 years in Puerto Vallarta didn't have screens. That's a whole different stories. Something else that we didn't have in Puerto Vallarta or Guadalajara that we have here in Chapala and Ajijic, get this, is scorpions. We have a jar of dead scorpions. Our next door neighbor has a jar. All of our neighbors keep the dead scorpions in a jar. And it's true, the little ones can kill you. And they can crawl around everywhere. I don't even know how I don't know where they come from. The bigger scorpions, and I've killed them, the bigger scorpions, they'll get you and you might not die. Our neighbor got bit by a scorpion. He was all messed up for about 2 weeks. Most scorpion bites will not kill you, but it's just kind of freaky. They look freaky, but those are the insects that you really want to look out for. Joe Griff. Interesting story. I've heard that Mexican insurance companies deny coverage for pre-existing conditions. I wonder whether whether stupidity can be considered a pre-existing condition. That's pretty good, Joe Griff. That's wonderful. They put me through the grill for pre-existing conditions. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be tough. You're going to have to lie and find about. If you have a pre-existing condition, I think that's something you keep for yourself. Then have an exam, and then it shows up. Okay, what are they going to do? Okie dokie, here we go. Robert Cunningham, thank you for reading and answering my question. I do listen to every video. Thank you, Robert Cunningham. Thank you for any comments. Thank you for all of you being here. And thank you for any comments that you have. And thanks a lot for watching. Okay, Cindy Thompson, I'm watching. I'm in San Antonio. What? Oh, I live in San Antonio, but we're in Virginia now. Ah, yeah. San Antonio. For 15 years, I wrote and illustrated children's books, and I visited about 600 elementary schools around the world because I was one of the first people to illustrate a children's book on the computer. So I would go into elementary schools, middle schools. I would talk to groups of superintendents of schools, technology directors, and show them how to build websites. I would do summer week-long computer camps with kids for how to do websites. But anyway, one time a couple of schools in San Antonio brought me in to do about 3 days in the schools. The schools were great, and a teacher brought me over to her house in San Antonio. It was a beautiful house, and they had pet chickens, and we ate one of the chickens for dinner, which was a very strange concept for me. Though I'm from Ohio, my grandmother had many farmer friends, but and San Antonio, and I got to see the Alamo in San Antonio, and then my mom and dad, they moved to Washington, D.C. In 1978, my dad worked for the federal government, but Virginia is a great place also. Okay, da-da-da-da, yes. Okay, da-da-da. Rick Sullenberger. Hi, Bill. I tried to look up Teresa's tamale recipe. It doesn't seem to be listed. The Instapot. Oh, okay. Okay, let's take care of that. Rick, do me a favor and email me. Rick's. Now, Rick is. We have an Instapot, and this thing is fabulous because it's a pressure cooker, and then it's a dry cooker also. And tamales are big down here in Mexico. And so Teresa figured out how to make tamales in the Instapot. And they were fabulous. They were the best tamales I've had my entire life. And if you don't know what a tamale is, well, it's kind of like you take some dough. Okay, generally speaking, it goes like this. Okay, you take some dough that's like this thing here, and then generally you either put some pork or some beef or some chicken in the dough. And there's not a lot of dough. Then you roll the dough up. And here's your tamale here. But to make this happen, you put the tamale in some corn husk. Only the corn husk. And they have people, you'll see truckloads of corn husks. They're dried out, they're brown. So you put this dough with the meat in the corn husk, and then you steam it for a period of time. So if you go down to, if you go into almost any Mexico town or pueblo, you can buy a tamale for about 12 pesos, which is about 60 cents. One or two of them will do you very well. But anyway, Teresa figured out how to do this in the Instapot. And it was the best tamale I'd ever had in my entire life. But email me at bill Dallas.lewis10@gmail.com, and let me talk to Trace about where is the Instapot tamale recipe. Let me take care of that. Robert Cunningham, thanks for Teresa's site. Looks great. We'll go see her. Thank you very much, Robert Cunningham. I think it's, Sheila. How bad is the insects? Yes, scorpions and spiders. Well, yeah. Now, okay, Sheila. Like I'm in this room, and or you might go days and never if you have screens, you might go days. I haven't seen a scorpion in about 3 months. You go outside, you're going to see mosquitoes. Anywhere in Mexico you go, you're going to see these big cockroaches, and they're about as big as this lighter. I mean, they're big and they're everywhere. And I was at a resort. I was at a fabulous resort in Puerto Vallarta, and there was this giant cockroach. I mean, these are fingernail clippers. Yeah, the cockroaches are about as big as this fingernail clipper or even bigger. And so I asked the manager, I said, but this is a resort. How do you have cockroaches like this? And they don't come in groups. You just see one of them, and they don't do anything bad. They just run around. They look for your bathroom. You see one in the middle of the night, it scares you half to death. And the manager of the resort, he said, look, we're in the middle of the jungle. Most of Mexico is in a jungle. Puerto Vallarta is in a jungle. We're in a jungle here. It doesn't look like a jungle, but that's what it was before they put up some houses and some buildings. So, yeah, you're going to see an occasional spider. You're going to see various forms of spiders. You're going to see insects that you can't imagine ever existed. But you don't see them all the time. They're out there. They're out there in the bushes, but you just can't see them. So it's not overwhelming. We're in the house. We have screens. The doors are closed. And we won't see any insects today, I don't think. So if you're thinking about coming down here, but you're worrying about the insects, don't do that to yourself. Come on down. Okay. How bad's insects? Do they get into the house? Generally speaking, no. Or further. Rick, what do you mean, further? Forgot to mention, I'm from Cleveland. Another Ohioan from Cleveland. Yahoo, Cleveland. A great city. Okay. Miguel, if visiting Mexico and you have U.S. health insurance and you suffer a heart attack, will you be covered in Mexico? In my case, I have the VA. I'm just going to come out, Miguel, and say no. That coverage is not going to help you if you're in Mexico. I have a cousin. He's a doctor with the CIA, so he travels the world. Right now he's in Dubai. I mean, and then he takes care of diplomats. But anyway, he said the kind of insurance that you want if you're out of the country is you want the kind of insurance just to get airlifted to the United States. If you have VA insurance, you need to be able to get airlifted to somewhere that will cover that. I don't know if Air Force bases or military service bases will help you out, but there is specific insurance just to airlift you out of a place and get you to somewhere where you can be treated. Now that I'm 65, soon I will have Medicare, and Medicare is not going to help me in Mexico, but if I can get airlifted to like Texas or somewhere right across the border, then I can use that. But no. your health insurance in the United States, generally speaking, is not going to do anything for you. Medicare is not going to do anything for you. And there are many insurance people that you can talk to answer those questions. Okay. Da, 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 da. We're going to go for about 11 more minutes, folks. Robert Cunningham, when the U.S. dollar crashes, everything moved. When the U.S. dollar crashes, will the Mexican money be protected because it's a totally different country? Well, that's a good question, Robert. I'm not an economist, but if the U.S. dollar crashes, the peso is a totally different currency. But the United States dollar is kind of like the IBM, and they say that if IBM sneezes, the whole world gets a cold. So if the American dollar crashes, Mexico does billions of dollars with the United States, just in agriculture and services, whatever. So if the value of the dollar crashes, then businesses aren't going to be able to pay countries all over the world money. So if the dollar crashes in the United States, that is going to be an international crisis. So I don't think the Mexican peso will tank just like the dollar. It might crash, but it's not going to tank. But I think the peso will take a hit if the U.S. dollar crashes, though I am not an economist. Okay. REO Speed Dragon, four tamales. I don't quite understand that. Joe Griff, my experience was that if you kept a clean house and lived among other people who did the same, an occasional cockroach straggler might get in, but never had a problem with infantation. Joe Griff, that's so right. Now, this is about insects and problems with insects in your house. For years, this is a brand new house, and we're very clean. But before living here, I kept all my dirty dishes in the refrigerator. And when it was time to wash them, I'd put them in the sink and wash them. Okay, but I kept all my dirty dishes in the refrigerator because Mexico is a big place for ants, and they have all kinds of ants. They have ants that are like half-inch big. You see them, it's like, wow. Then they have the real teeny tiny ants that you can hardly see. But if ants get any idea that you have any form of food they can eat in your house, they will come by the millions, and it's incredible. But if you keep things clean, you got to keep your stuff clean. And it's like Joe Griff said, hang around with people that are clean. Don't let any roaches in your clothes. Go into dirty people with dirty houses. You keep your kitchen clean. Don't leave out any dishes. Have screens. You're going to be okay. Only the occasional cockroach that slips through the door, however, that you might see once every 6 months. Thank you, Joe Griff. Joan Richards, you have to buy international insurance. Some insurance may cover you if you are on vacation and you fall sick. Thank you, Joan Richards. And I'm no insurance expert. I have heard about this type of insurance. There's an organization, if you want to call it that, in Puerto Vallarta, and the organization is called Expats in Vallarta. Just do a search for them in the internet. They have a website, and they're a couple from the United States, and they've had this website up for I mean, ever since I've been in Mexico, 16 years, and I subscribe to their stuff. I get their newsletters. I don't buy anything, but they send me like 3 or 4 emails to every day about here's this doctor, here's how you get international insurance. So I have seen many emails from them in their newsletter where they have people in Puerto Vallarta selling international insurance. You might do a search for their website, Expats in Vallarta. I don't know what the URL is, but I'm sure it's going to come up. But they have people that sell that type of insurance, and they have ads in their newsletter about that all the time. Okay, yep, but just to see some roaches, they're like, that's funny. Ahua is saying, yep, but just to see those roaches, they're like prehistoric and ugly. Yes, that's very true. The roaches, the insects in Mexico are serious. I mean, I never saw any insects like this in Ohio or San Francisco or in my parents' house in Washington, D.C. No, these insects, and sometimes I was in Puerto Vallarta sitting out on the back porch at nighttime. I was just sitting there. It was dark, minding my own business. And all of a sudden, there was this bug crawling right up here. And it was like this big. It was like this big and this thick. And it was black. It was like a super roach, but I don't think it was a super roach. It was some kind of beetle or something. But yeah, man, yeah, the bugs down here are like prehistoric creatures. Okay, Joan Richards. Hello, folks. We have cockroaches in the USA too. If you don't treat my property inside and outside with pesticides, we will get endless roaches. Yep. Yeah, I've paid people to get my house all cleaned out many times in the United States, and my sister lived in Manhattan for 10 years, and those people live with roaches. I mean, you live on the 20th floor with 10 other neighbors, and I mean, how do you get rid of roaches? So, all right, folks. Well, we're getting. Does anybody else? Okay, Oscar Navarro. Navarro. Hi, Bill. Just wanted to say I like your channel, and say as well to all the people who's looking for retiring. There's more places in Ajijic, Chapala, and so on. All over Lake Chapala are nice places. Now, Oscar, this is a super duper point. You hear about Chapala, you hear about Ajijic, but he is so right. Lake Chapala is the biggest lake in Mexico, and we have a video on Mazamitla. We did this video about 4 months ago, and they have these little houses you can rent out. They call them cabañas, but this is, I have the video. You can see it, Mazamitla, and this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. I could live there. I think that the climate is wonderful. There's a place near here. I think it's called. It's about a 15-minute drive away from here. It's called St. Nicholas. Nobody talks about St. Nicholas here, but we're going to do a video on St. Nicholas, I believe, this week. Jocotepec. People talk about Ajijic, Chapala, but who talks about Jocotepec? It's right on the lake. I bet you can surely get a apartment there for $450 to $500 a month. Anywhere around the lake, what people should be thinking is how not to live in Chapala and how not to live in Ajijic, and where can they find towns about those same sizes with maybe 30,000 people, maybe 20,000 people, And then you're going to find, okay, Teresa's son in Malacca, he pays 1,500 pesos a month for rent. That's $75 a month. He pays $75 a month for rent. You don't want to live in Chapala. You don't want to live in Ajijic. Unless you want to be around English-speaking people. That's the big draw in Ajijic, okay? You can live in Ajijic and speak no Spanish ever until you die. Just keep on speaking English, knowing English-speaking people. But I like Mexico. I moved to Mexico because I wanted to live in Mexico. I didn't want to move to San Francisco. I didn't want to move to Columbus, my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. I'd been there. I'd lived there. I wanted to live in Mexico. And in Mexico, I wanted to learn Spanish, learn the culture, and be with Mexican people. Now, in Chapala, Ajijic, like I've got a neighbor. He just moved in down the street. He speaks no Spanish. He doesn't want to know any Mexicans. And he just wants to hang out with Americans and Canadians. Oh, okay, very good. That's your preference. But if you can get outside of Chapala, outside of Ajijic, find some of the other, there are tens of thousands of pueblos and cities all around the lake that are going to be much cheaper than Chapala or Ajijic. And Oscar Navarro, thank you for bringing that up. Harry L. For the airlift home, a person needs a medical evacuation policy. Thank you, Harry L. They cost about $600 a year. I have had one for Mexico for a few years. Some will take you from bed to bed. Very interesting, Harry L. An airlift, $600 a year. Very good. Okay, Terry P. Hola, Terry P. Hola, Terry P. Terry P., good morning. Well, it's 11 o'clock, folks. We've been on here. We've been cruising for about an hour, and Terry P., sorry, but we're getting ready to shut down. Good point, Bill. Places other than Lake Chapala are less expensive. So true. Okay, folks, we're going to shut her down. We'll be back. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you broadcasting live next weekend, Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Thank you all for coming. And we should have a video about a new place, the town, this week. So thank you very much. This is Bill the Geek signing off. Thank you.